What's going on out there, American truckers? How are y'all doing? Hope everybody's staying safe. Winter's on the way. Hope you're staying warm and getting prepared for that. Dang, one thing I noticed is kick that video on. I don't have any mirrors in here, but I need to get some sun on my head. Quit wearing a baseball cap so much. Anyway, we'll talk about this shortage. I know a lot of people talk about the driver shortage. Yeah, there's a driver shortage. Talk about the parking shortage. There's a serious parking shortage. Hang on a minute. Put my armrest down since I got to hold my mic up, make myself more comfortable. But yes, there's a serious parking shortage. I've ran into parking situations where I've even had to cut my hours short and stop early so that I knew I'd have a place to park, because in certain parts of the country, if you don't, you're not going to get parked. All y'all know what I'm talking about. Tennessee's that way. The Northeast is that way. Man, I've had 5 or 6 hours on my clock before and stopped because I knew if I ran later, I'd end up parked on an on-ramp or off-ramp somewhere, and I don't like parking on them unless I absolutely have to. It's a last resort. It's noisy. It's dangerous. There's just so many downsides to it. And in a lot of places, it's not legal, so that has something to do with it also. But anyway, there's another shortage I want to talk about. Well, two more shortages I want to talk about. One being the warehouse shortage, because there is a shortage of warehouse workers. Here at Crete, I want to say I think they say it's 80% drop and hook, but I want to say it's more than that because I rarely bump a dock. But I've gotten in recent days to where I prefer to bump a dock. Even if I have to wait to get unloaded, the amount of time I gotta wait is gonna equate to what I would have spent looking for a trailer anyhow. Because most of the time, there's not an empty available anymore, because these warehouses are not able to get them unloaded in a timely fashion. So we got loaded trailers sitting everywhere. I believe one of the CEOs said in the last video they did, we got 800 more trailers out there than what we normally have. And we normally run like, I think it's 3 to 1, 3 trailers to every 1 truck. So right now we're running pretty close to 4 to 1, probably 3.5 to 1. And still cannot. I'm up in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. I've been 2 places and haven't found empties yet. I'm waiting on them to send me another one. But I've gotten to where I look forward to live loads because of that. And it's getting to a point that it's getting harder and harder and harder, and it's going to continue to roll on itself. Excuse me, don't smoke, kids. It's going to continue rolling itself. It's going to get harder. I got friends that work for some other companies. They're telling me they're having the same problems there. Some places it's really bad because they had to search for trailers back when there were enough, when everybody was working. This government we have now, they're paying people pretty much to stay home. So they're not working. And that's the problem. There's plenty of people out there fully capable. There's no reason. They're just choosing to stay at home. A lot of them use that scared of COVID crap. But yet, hang on. I need to wet my throat. But yeah, a lot of them use that they're scared of COVID crap, right? But all of us out here that drive know that's not the case, because we drive in bumper-to-bumper traffic almost everywhere. These fools ain't staying home. They're out spending that money running around. I passed a movie theater last night that was full. They don't have a problem going to a football game and stacking into a stadium 100,000 deep, shoulder to shoulder. They ain't got no problem doing that. But they sure don't want to go to work. Last week, I was running a Walmart fleet, helping out over there out of North Platte. Which, by the way, if you work for Crete, that's a good Walmart to work. I really didn't mind it. I made a pretty good paycheck out of there. So keep that in mind. But I helped out over there for a week. A bunch of the Walmarts I went to, like, they were trying to make room in the back to offload the truck. Well, I normally walk up front because I grab my food or whatever. When I'm running a Walmart fleet, I eat out of the Walmart. I eat better and it's cheaper and all that kind of stuff. So when I'd walk up front, though, a lot of the shelves were empty. But I started asking them. I said, man, why is so much stuff back here and nothing on the shelves? And both times they told me, we don't have enough workers to keep up. Like, literally, they'll have 6 or 7 people a day call in, or they're hiring. And I say something online and you'll get bombarded with all these people that are like, well, the wages are too low. Look, I see where I passed Frito-Lay over here. Frito-Lay is starting at 20, paying up to 41. How much more do you want? They can't even get workers. Y'all wanted a $15 minimum wage. We're well above that. This giant warehouse that I just went to looking for a trailer, they start at 16. That's $1 above what y'all are wanting for minimum wage. They can't get workers. I see forklift operator jobs all day long between 18 and 21. I'm seeing them so much, even I'm thinking about going to do it. Hell, I could sit at home and work for 20, 22, 23, even $18 an hour running a forklift, riding around. Them jobs are everywhere. Here's the other problem this shortage of workers, people sitting at home is causing. And I'm sure some of you other drivers have encountered this as well. And that's trying to eat. I don't know how many times I stop if I don't have something on the truck. Sometimes I haven't been by the Walmart or whatever. And I'll stop and walk inside to grab something to eat. And the restaurant's either closed or they're so short-handed it takes you a half hour to get your food. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting to be a problem. The fact that people aren't going to work. And one thing I've noticed also is I don't see a lot of young kids working. And that's what's really weird to me, because when I was young, I worked. My parents made me work. It helped pay the bills at home. I had to give them some money too. I paid rent. It helped teach me about life. It helped teach me how to save money. It helped teach me the value of $1. It also helped them. Because that little $100 a week I gave them or whatever, yeah, it was just 20% or 25% of my paycheck. But it helped pay bills, and they might pay their phone bill or might go towards electric. So it helped them have more money in their pockets. As entitled and as selfish as this generation is out here now, I'm really surprised they don't make their kids work. I guess that's not a thing anymore. My middle daughter works. My youngest daughter's too young to work. My oldest daughter works, and my son, he's grown. He works, and he's been working since he was 15, I believe. But I guess that's just not a thing anymore. Or maybe people quit having kids. I don't know. But and I hear some people say, well, they're getting paid more to be at home. Well, if they're getting paid more than a $20 an hour job I pay them, they're getting paid way too much to be at home. But it doesn't matter. And here's my thinking on this. And I know some of you might agree, some of you might not. This is just my opinion. I've never in my life drawn unemployment. I've never in my life had food stamps. Not once. And I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I'm old. I'll put it to you like this. I led a life of crime for part of my life. I got straight. I did electrical for about 10 years. And then I've been out here over a decade. So I'm not a young buck. But I've never drawn any of that stuff. And to me, if I had to go down and draw that stuff, that would make me feel like I failed. Because I'm capable of working. Now, if I was disabled or legitimately incapable of not working, that's a whole different thing. But we got guys out here that are fully capable of working, drawing this stuff. There's, there's no reason for them to be drawing it. They're drawing it because they can. Because they'd rather sit at the house and smoke dope. I'm going to tell you, I don't socialize with people like that. I got people hit me up on social media all the time, and friends, old friends come from way back in the day. If I see that they're type that doesn't work, they want to sit around the house, I don't care how they justify it. If they're capable of working, I see they're capable of working, and they don't work, I don't mess with them. I don't mess around that crowd. That's a whole different crowd. That's a whole different mindset. I'm not of that mindset. I kind of, and I know I may catch some flack for this, but I'm going to tell the truth. I kind of view them as lower. They don't have no pride in themselves. They're kind of, that's a lower class. If you're going to choose to sit at the house when you're capable of working. But, and I mean, some of these jobs that are not getting filled are easy jobs. Warehouse work, you're riding around on a forklift. I did it years ago. I did it for a temp service when I lived up in Portland, Oregon. It was easy. You ride around on a forklift looking for pallets. Sometimes you'd have to get off and restack a pallet or something, but it wasn't hard. Compared to a lot of jobs, it was really easy. Driving a truck, easy. Driving a truck, I'll be honest with you, is the easiest job I've ever had in my life. And that includes everything. Even the illegal activities I did. Driving a truck's easier than that. The hardest part of driving a truck is the stress of dealing with other drivers, because you got guys going by you that are on their phones, guys going by you that are watching TVs and stuff, and not paying attention to what they're doing. That's why I always ride that right side. But it just blows my mind that they don't have that pride about themselves or nothing. Everything's all backwards. In their head, they're thinking we're stupid for working. I mean, you can think what you want. I got pride. I'm going to take care of myself. Not only that, but I learned something a long time ago. The person that feeds you can control you because he feeds you. You want to be independent? Don't let nobody feed you. If the government's feeding you, they can control you. And that's a fact. You want your independence. And I laugh my butt off at that. When I see that online, you see some girl jumping on there talking about, I'm an independent woman. And then I know her. She's drawing child support from 2 different men, plus she's drawing all this extra stuff. She's not working. She ain't independent. No, that's modern day slavery. They're controlling you. That's what that is. Point blank. They feed you, they control you. I feed myself. I work for a living. I save money. But this shortage of workers is just mind-boggling. I mean, it's just absolutely, and it continues like it's going to get worse. I've seen some restaurants close. I stopped at a Huddle House in Nebraska that's closed altogether. They couldn't get enough workers. I stopped at a Taco Bell in Ohio, closed. Not enough workers. How much further is this stuff going to go? Because if it keeps going, even us as drivers are going to be out of work. We're going to get put out of work just simply because there's not enough people to unload trailers. Or we're going to start sitting at warehouses for 12, 13, 14 hours waiting to live unload. Or maybe even longer. Because they only got a couple people. And it's not going to be their fault. It's not the company you work for's fault. It's our government's fault. They're more worried about bringing illegals in here than they are keeping the country running. The country cannot continue to operate in this way. I don't know if y'all are seeing this or or anything like that, or if y'all have discussed this with your family and friends, but the country cannot continue to operate this way. You know, if it continues going in the direction that it's going to collapse. You don't have to have a doctorate degree in economics to understand that. Alright? If it keeps going the way it's going to collapse. But anyway, that's my rant for today, and I hope y'all drivers out there are keeping it between the lines. I hope you're not having big issues. You know, maybe you got some different customers who are not having big issues with trying to find an empty trailer, you know, and different things like that. And here I'm still able to get my miles. I'm still functioning. Just a little bit more work in there sometimes, trying to find another trailer. Which, by the way, I moved into a new truck. I like it. It's pretty new. 66,000 miles were on it. It's blue. I don't particularly care for the blue trucks. I like the red ones, but this is the first blue one I've ever had. But it runs good, quieter, a whole lot less road noise. And I'll tell you something else I like about this truck. When the Opti-Auto kicks on, it doesn't shake me. So I don't wake up every single time. I only wake up, you know, once or twice when it kicks on, but most of the time I sleep through it. So I've been able to get more sleep in here. It is a Freightliner. But yeah, I've enjoyed this new truck. Only been in it a couple days. But anyway, I'll do a truck tour later on once I get everything fully organized and all set up. Y'all know how that goes. But anyway, I love y'all. Y'all stay safe. Keep it between the lines. Keep your heads up. Man, I don't know what to say about this shortage. And I mean, it's just a worker shortage all the way across the board. You know, it's craziness. It's just craziness. Country is just winding to a stop almost. And we're not even under a lockdown. It's just lazy people, just lazy, useless people. You know. But anyway, y'all take care, stay safe, keep between lines, and keep trucking.